Alright guys, this is what we're making in this video. So this is leather, the black is leather, all the outside is leather, and then on the inside I used 300 denier waterproof canvas from Louie, which you'll see in the video. I did skive it all, so you'll see that next, me skiving all my leather pieces. I did add some strap-ins, which I absolutely love. And I talk about how I interface this one a little differently, and it's really up to you. This is a much more structured bag. The Louie waist pack is actually meant to be a little slouchy. And I like it both ways, honestly. This one just happens to be a little more structured, which I like. The Louie waist pack modified. All I did was add a zipper. I did away with the flanges and added a zipper gusset on each side, and then I widened the bottom by about 1 inch, which matches the zipper gusset. Same zipper pocket in the back. Oh, and I did add a slip pocket on the inside. I added this slip pocket, which is divided into 2. That's it. The Louie waist pack modified, all leather. Let's get started. Hi everyone. This is Barbie with Jeannie's Designs. I am just recording. I'm making myself a new modified Louie. I know I've done this many times, but this one is matching my mega accordion wallet, which I use every day. So this is what I'm doing for the lining. Beautiful. This is kind of a marble look, and it's from Sand Fabric Creations. It's beautiful. And I am going to put a pocket on the inside, just a slip pocket of this one. And then this is going to be my outside, front and back. I did skive this, which you'll see before this clip, and I did interface this top back with Luxe Fuse. Here is my bottom, and I put 2 layers of Luxe Fuse, so you can see it's pretty firm, but this is the black leather that I'm doing. This is the back bottom. This is leather, 1 layer of Luxe Fuse. And then this is the front, 1 layer of Luxe Fuse, and I did all the skiving. And then this is the zipper gusset, which I did also put Luxe Fuse, and I did skive. And you can see the skiving here. I did the wings. You can see how it looks. Let me see if I can pull you down here and you can see it a little bit better. Yeah. All the way around. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I am going to do my straps just a little bit different. I'm still using the wings for a 1-inch strap. No big change there. But I am going to be using these strap-in connectors on my 1.5-inch webbing. I have a die that I got for my... I talked about it on one of my lives, and these just cut beautifully. Now they're 4 3/4-inch hardware, which is fine. It's perfect. I did put a little Luxe Fuse in the middle here on both, just FYI. I'm using all antique brass. I did go ahead and get my tag on, and I think I got it on there really straight this time. We'll see. I know, famous last words. So I think what I'm going to do first is make my strap. So let's do that. So I have matching 1-inch. And I'm just going to cut a 6-inch piece of that and divide that in 2. And grab my D-rings. And I'm just going to sew those closed. Two of those. Okay. So I'm just going to get this ready. I'm not going to sew it yet, but I'm going to put my D-ring inside of my piece. Here, let me get it closer so you can see. Inside my wing, right down inside there, and just clip that in place. Okay, on both. And I'm leaving about a 1/4 inch hanging out here. Okay, so those are ready. And then I'm going to grab my 1.5 inch. And I typically make my straps 54 inches or so. I don't like to have to struggle with them, you know. All right, then with these, this is an interesting trick, and I honestly, one of you guys might remember where I learned this. Because with these 1.5 inch, you don't want them right on the side. Actually, I take that back. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leave it that way. Yeah. Sorry. I was going to do something different, but I'm not going to do it. All right, let's put our slider on. Okay. So I have my 1.5 inch piece of leather that I'm just going to add as a little piece here so there's no raw edge. I've really gotten in the habit of doing that. I really like it. All right, and then we're going to just sew that on right there. Little box. Okay. All right, so there you have that. Now we're going to, I gotta figure this out, how I want to do this. Hold please. Okay. So we did this. I'm sorry, I'm struggling a little bit with how I'm going to connect this. So that's good. Now on here, we're going to attach a square ring. I know. Just go with me. Square ring there. Okay. Okay, just like that. And then on this one, we're going to go up and through the square ring. And then we're going to attach it like this. I really wanted to do these strap connectors. So that's how it's going to go over here. I'm just thinking this out loud with you guys. So that's how it's going to be, and it'll connect to the wings here. And then this will just be like any other connector. Down and through. And it'll connect here. Let's just verify that that's how it's going to go. Let's see. Yeah. So my strap is adjustable. On one end, I have my swivel clasp, and on the other side, I have a swivel clasp. Just has a square ring there, an oblong ring. Perfect. That's what I want to do. So let's do this one first. We're going to add some tape here. And I'm going to sew this end closed so it doesn't move around on me. Okay. Perfect. Let's add some tape. Okay, let me get some of this out of the way. And then we're going to add this nice and centered. Perfect. And then we're going to stitch around that. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to start down here. And I'm back stitching. And I'm going really slow because I do not want it to slip off the side because it's kind of thick there. And I'm going to go straight. Now here I am going to go backwards just a few stitches so I can avoid my D-ring or my swivel ring. And then I'm going to turn around and go forward. Perfect. And then come back across. That's it. That's what I wanted you to do. Okay. Perfect. That's how it looks. And then I'm going to I'll put some rivets in there. So let's do this other end. Add some double-sided tape. Well, that's a bad little piece of tape. Okay. Okay. And it doesn't matter which is the right or wrong side because it looks good on both sides. Perfect. All right, let's sew that just like we did the other one. Go backwards just a few stitches and then go forward. All right. Love it. Yeah, I like these. I'll link it in the description below for where I got the dies. I have a 4-ton press, so they are acrylic dies that I got off of Etsy. The guy is in Hong Kong. Very pleased with his work. Very. Okay, so there it is. Love it. So I'm going to add a couple rivets, and I'll do that off camera. All right, so I got my strap done. You guys, it looks so good. It is the strap, the little bit of bling that you put on the strap really makes a difference. It's a really high-end look. Especially if you're going to use seatbelt whipping. You got to have a little extra. All right, so that's done. Now, let's do our back piece with our zipper. I got all my pieces. That's my base, zipper. Here is my back piece. All right, so the back piece, right side up, and we're going to lay our zipper right side down. And I'm going to use some tape to add that. Let me just check myself on this pattern. So hold on. Let me see. No, we want the back lining right side up. I thought that was not correct. The lining right side up. And the zipper right side up on top. Yep. Okay. And I'm going to add my zipper pull after I get this together. I've really started doing that. Okay, and now we're going to add our exterior right side down on top of that. And I'm just going to do one stitch since I'm using tape to keep it together. Okay. I do have my right zipper foot on. I just left it on. I am using Tech 70 and I'm using Kasaya's. It's kind of a green, dark blue green. It's beautiful. All right, so now we're going to pull those wrong sides together. And we're going to top stitch. Now on my last bag, I did not put any firm interfacing on this side, but today I did, and I think I like it better. We'll see. All right, let's top stitch along the underneath the zipper. It's beautiful. Doesn't that look good? Louise, this is gorgeous. That lining is from Louise at Sam Fabric Creation. It's just beautiful. I have my paracords in my way. Okay, now we're going to take our back top, which I also added some interfacing to. And we're going to lay that right on the top here. I'm going to use some more tape. Yep. Because we got to add our back lining too. Okay. Let's add that nice and even. Take your lining, your back bottom lining, and we're going to add that right side down, that our linings are right sides together. Okay. And we're going to stitch that seamless in the pattern. Okay, it went a little off there. I'm just going to see how it looks. Yeah, I'm going to go over that again. I got a little narrow right there. I don't like that. Better. Okay. Now we're going to turn that over with that seam underneath and top stitch. Okay. Perfect. Let's add our zipper before we do anything else. Or zipper pull, I should say. And it's really up to you which way your zipper goes. I'm trying to decide. I want my zipper opening and closing this way. So we're going to add it going this way. I got threads everywhere, guys. Okay. Let's add it. Oh, I broke the end of that zipper, and now I can't get my zipper pull on because it's all bunched up. Just make sure that's even. Yeah. Let's cut those off. Perfect. Okay. You know, sometimes when you burn zipper teeth, it gets kind of thick. Perfect. Okay. I'm throwing things everywhere today, guys. Okay. All right, so I'm going to use my zipper jig to close this. I want this zipper pull to be in the middle, so I'm just going to use my zipper jig to close it. That's another purpose of this. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to leave my zipper pull there. Then we are going to take our pattern piece or your template, whichever you have. We're going to lay it right on top of this piece. And we're going to mark it for trimming. And I'm going to have to use something I can actually see. The line goes right in the middle of the zipper. Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to see it. There we go. Okay, so before I cut that, I'm going to stitch just on the inside of that line so nothing comes apart. Then I'll trim it. It's also going to hold my zipper pocket together. Perfect. Okay. Now let's trim our piece because this becomes the back piece. And I'm going to get my sharp scissors. Perfect. Okay, so there you have a completed pocket on the inside here. Now before I move on, I'm going to add my, this is the back. I'm going to do my slip pocket because this is an add-on to the pattern. I am adding a slip pocket. Yep. Let me see which way I'm going to do it. Yeah. That's going to be awfully big. Either way. Let me think about it. Stop. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just wrong sides together. I'm going to just sew across the top, and I'm going to cut this down because it's too big. So I'm just doing a big seam here, and then I'll trim it. And I'll tell you what size it ends up being if you want to add a slip pocket. Let me just see. Yeah, that's better. I don't want it more than, let's see what that is, about 2 inches, 1 3/4 from the top edge. I don't want it any bigger than that. It's going to go the whole length, but I don't want it any bigger than that. It's going to go in the bottom seam. So, yeah. All right, now we're going to add our top piece here. And I'm just going to put a line down the middle and add some double-sided tape. I didn't add it to the one I did yesterday, but the slip pocket is actually nice. And what I keep in that slip pocket is a little notepad. I almost always have a little notepad with me. I just like it. Okay. We're just going to add this just for a nice little decorative feature on the inside. Just shy of that line. Then we're going to fold that over. And we'll top stitch. And then we'll add it. Okay, we're gonna trim this down too because it's way too big. So the finished depth of this is 5 inches, and it'll be the entire width of the bag. And I'm just gonna add it to the bottom, and we'll baste it all the way around. Okay. Beautiful. All right, let's do it. I'm going to do it from the back so I can see where I start and stop. How about that? And then we'll trim it. Okay, let's trim it up. We don't need all that extra. And then I am going to divide it. I'm going to make it a little pen pocket. So I'm going to do 3 inches in. From the side. Perfect. So now we have a little pen pocket and a place for a little notepad. I just love it. Now take your back piece and let's actually do our wings next because we need to add the wings to the back. So we're gonna do our wings. We already put them together, and we're gonna do the seam allowance in the pattern, what she tells you, all the way around. Make sure you're not getting your D-ring in there. It should be out of your way. Okay, then we're going to trim this. We are not going to trim our strap connector though. I am going to get in here and trim just the leather. So just like that, just on this side. I want all that strap in there. I don't want to decrease the integrity of that strap. So now we're going to pull it right side out. Probably easier if you just get in there and grab that D-ring and use that as a little leverage. To pull it through. Don't overdo it. There we go. It'll pop. And then we'll poke that out carefully. Perfect. Perfect. Now I'm going to pound this just a little because it's leather and I want it to be as thin as I can get it. Perfect. All right, let's sew that all the way around. We're going to start on this raw edge because that's going to be in the seam allowance. So we can back stitch. And we're top stitching. Oh dear. I didn't want to do that, but that's okay. I got a little foot happy. Let me see how it looks before I do another row. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay, that's not too bad. So I'm going to do another row stitching. I'm doing a 1/4 inch from my previous stitching because I'm only going to do 2 rows. But I'm catching my strap D-ring connector. Perfect. I like it. Okay. There you go. You can cut off this little wing here, this little dog ear. Perfect. Let's do this other one. I'll do this on fast forward. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to take our back piece and we're going to add our wings. Now, you saw me struggle a little bit because I wanted my top stitching to be on the front on both pieces. So I had to kind of maneuver which way I was sewing. So that's what you saw me do. Theoretically, it doesn't matter, but my top stitching on thick things like this is always better on the front. So now we're going to add these. What she tells you to in the pattern. It's just above where your zipper is, basically. And we're going to baste those on. And they're both going inward, as you can see. now we're going to add our lining piece to this, because this is, I'm binding both sides because I want my slip pocket to be in the back. Oh, noisy. Sorry. Let me turn that off so there's no noise. So wrong sides together. And we're just going to baste all the way around. And then this back piece will be done. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let's do it from this side. My threads seem to be bugging me today. Do you guys ever have that? Tried to cut them. Now, if I have any hangover, which I have just a hair over here, I'm going to trim that. That's from my wings. Not a lot, really. Okay. Perfect. So there you have your wings and your zipper pocket in the back. Let's see what it looks like. Open your zipper. Huge zipper pocket. All of it. All right, next step. Okay, so now we have our front, and I'm going to add the lining and the front wrong sides together and just baste that all the way around because I'm binding both sides. All right, beautiful. Now we need to do, so we have our back and our front completed. Love it. Now we need to do our zipper gusset. So I have my zipper. And I am going to add double-sided tape on the long edges of my exterior and my lining. The more I look at this lining, I really like it. And it's the thinner. I think it's her 300 denier. It might be 400. Very nice. All right. Let's do one side at a time. I'm leaving my zipper pull off for the moment. And this is my exterior, and we're going to lay this right sides down. Yeah, and I left extra on each end because I'm putting 2 zipper pulls on. And now let's lay our lining down. Oh my gosh, the paper, the double-sided tape paper gods are with me. It's because I'm using 1/4 inch mostly. Okay, let's sew that on. Let's put those wrong sides together. And then we'll repeat on the other side. Yeah, I put this Lux Fuse in this zipper gusset. I think I'm really glad I did. We'll see in the end. This bag can be a floppy bag, or it can be a little more structured bag. Most of the time I make them fairly floppy. And it's really your preference, honestly. All right, let me clean up a little bit here. Okay. Just 1/8 of an inch on this basting side. And then we'll top stitch next to the zipper. That looks so good. Perfect. All right. That looks so good. Let me repeat the other side, and we'll do it on fast forward. Doesn't that stitching look good with that color? I love it. All right, let's do this side. What time is it? 4 o'clock. Same process. All right, so now we're going to take our exterior bottom, which I really like the firmness, and we're going to put that right sides together with our exterior. I'm going to turn it over and add our lining right side down and stitch that the seam allowance in the pattern. I gotta get these out of the way. Okay. I'm going to turn that wrong sides together and top stitch. Okay. And we'll repeat that on the other side. And bring your lining up to this, linings right sides together. Okay, perfect. And stitch that together. And I'm going to just trim my zipper. Okay. Perfect. Now we're going to turn these right side out. And we're going to clip the bottom together. And top stitch and baste on both sides. So I'm going to turn it wrong side out so I can top stitch on the interior. Yeah, I'm going to start over here and just baste along each long side of the base. Keeping those together. Then we'll top stitch on this short end next to the zipper. And then come down the other side. All right. Perfect. Now, occasionally you will get a little extra. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see there, but just a tiny bit of extra right here. So I'm just going to trim that to the base. Okay, just barely trimming it so it kind of blends in. And this side just has a very small amount too. That's it. That is going to happen almost every time, probably. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, this looks so good. All right, let's find the centers of our bottom and our zipper. And we're just putting our base together at the seam. And then we'll find the centers and just clip those. On the zipper panel and the base panel. Okay, perfect. Then we want to find the centers of both our front and our back on the top and the bottom. And then we're going to grab our template, and we need to mark from the pattern piece where the gusset starts and stops on both the back and the front. And I'm going to mark it with a pen so that it doesn't go away, just inside my seam. On the front and the back. And it doesn't want to mark. I need a piece of paper here. There we go. Do it over here. All right, perfect. Perfect. All right, now we're going to attach our gusset. I think I'm going to start with the back because that's going to be the toughest because of my leather here. And on your gusset, it doesn't matter because we didn't do the little flanges. You just want to make sure you're putting this right sides together. And I'm going to use my strong little clips this time. Let me grab them. These little clips I got at Jackson Lowe. So we're going to add the bottom. And then we'll add the top center. And I'm sure I'm going to have to clip my corners. The good news is you can clip your corners because there's no zipper here that we would clip by mistake. This would be great. Okay, and then we're gonna add our gusset at that mark. It's a beautiful thing. Clip your sides together, and then we'll clip all our corners. And use plenty of clips. Match your gusset here on this side. There's a little thread there that is going to show. There we go. Okay, now we're going to clip our corners. And we always clip the straight edge. I know I say that every time, but you want to clip your straight edge, which is always your gusset. And you only want to clip half your seam allowance. Don't over clip. Okay, and then clip it all the way around. All right, let's stitch that on. All right, so I decided I'm going to use black binding tape. So we're going to add it on. Stretch it around. Nice and taut. Oh, I just dropped it on the floor. Okay. Let me pick it up. Put these right sides together, this piece. Stitch that together. Okay. And then let's add it back on. So easy. Let me put you closer so you can see. I was watching somebody, I think it was Chris at Simply Classic, and she says that she almost exclusively, I think it was Chris, uses black binding, which really is not a bad idea. It's not something that you want to really stand out. So, I mean, black binding is probably a good idea. Some people do tape too, double-side tape. I personally don't think it needs it, but you certainly could. All right, let's just do this all the way around.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. Let's do the other side, which is our front, right sides together. All right, guys, let's turn it. I did have to go back over that side, just a couple little spots. It was caught, but I didn't like how it was, and I didn't want it to come undone. And I don't think it would have. I just like to be extra careful. Where's my sticker that says, hey guys, this is my new bag? Oh my goodness. Much more structured. Much more structured, which I actually like. Interesting. Oh my. Okay, here's my strap. Full zipper pocket on the back for my cell phone, which is an iPhone 14 Pro Max. And then on the inside, you have a full inside, but then you have two slip pockets, one for pens and one for like a notepad or whatever you want it to be. Yeah, I like this structured. And the double bottom interfacing really makes a difference. Let's put it on. I love it. So you can see it's about, let's see, 3 inches deep, because we added about an inch to the gusset in width because of the double zippers. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to go grab my wallet that matches this, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. This is my new bag. It is just the perfect size for me. So inside here is everything I carry every day. Except for my phone. And my phone will go back in here, but it's changing cameras. So I open it up. I have a bunch of peppermints, hand sanitizer, a Jordan pouch, which I should make one to match, shouldn't I? And I have a plastic bag. I'm not sure why that's in there. And then I have my mega accordion wallet that matches. Love, love, love. And then I have a glass cleaner. I have my little notepad that says Faith on it. It's just a little notepad with little paper. I carry one of these with me everywhere I go. And then a pen. Wallet, Jordan pouch, sanitizer, candy, and then I would put my phone in here. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is stunning. It is absolutely my new favorite way to make the Louie. Yep. It's my new bag. The Louie Waist Pack Modified. Love it. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. Bye-bye.